You've been arrested.
This is a statement the direction management and coaching staff want the culture of the club to go with naming a guy like Shea as the captain?
I don't know if it is or it isn't, but I think in terms of the direction our group is going, I think we're taking a step in the right direction. I think the culture so far and the mentality and the attitude within our group has been the right mindset throughout training camp. It's obviously very early, and we need to continue to keep building like we have. But I think Shea brings with him a lot of qualities that you want in a leader, and there's not much more that you can ask him to do. I think it's not going to be forced. He's going to be himself, the same guy he's always been. But I think now that comes with it, everyone that comes in and puts on that sweater, you can look across the room and you know that your leader is going to do everything that he can possibly do to help us win a hockey game. And as followers, I think that's what you want, and I think that's important for a group to have.
I think everyone in this organization is moving forward. We can't really look back on what happened the past years. This is a new year for us, a new identity for our team, and I think in order to start that, we need to get off on the right foot. And I think by naming him captain, it's a new start for our team, and I think he's ready to embrace that role. I think that letter comes with a lot of pressure in the city, and it's not an easy role to be in. And I think he's got the personality to fit for it. I think he can handle it.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him. I think he's the right guy to pick. He's going to be a guy that, he's got experience wearing a captain before. He brings with him a lot of past experience playing on different teams, obviously successful teams in Nashville here with Hockey Canada. He's been around a lot of good leaders. I think he's a great role model for younger players to look at, and he's also a good player for older guys that have been around the league. I think he brings with him great leadership abilities. Guys going to follow him in the right way, so I think it's a great pick for our team.
A lot of fans wanted you as a captain. Are you disappointed in that you?
Not at all. I think, like I said, I think Webbs was the perfect pick. I think he's going to do great at it. Anyone who's disappointed with not being given an honor is, you kind of question their personality a little bit. I think right now I'm pretty happy to be an assistant captain on this team. I think it's a huge honor for me personally, and I just hope I can do a good job at that. I know I'm really happy for Paulie as well. I think that's a huge honor for him, and I think the three of us this year, along with we got a lot of leaders in this room. I think we're going to be able to get the job done.
Not very surprised, to be honest. If we would have had a vote, he would have been my pick for sure. He just brings so many good things to the team in terms of qualities and what you look for in a leader, and I'm really happy for him. He's such a good guy, and I know everyone likes to bring up the trade that happened here, but for what he's done for our team, what he means to our team, how important he is, and just what he does for us on a day-to-day basis, it's a lot of things that people just don't get to see out there. And everyone in this room recognizes what he does, and he definitely deserved that seat, no question about it.
If you ask the guys, I think if we voted, our captain would have been Shea Weber, and I think management, they probably just had a feeling, and it was just easier this way, and we know that we're on the same page with them, and for us as a group, I think it's important that we have that leader, and obviously Shea's going to be out of the lineup for a little bit here, but for us to, like I said, just to play well until he comes back and take care of business. Then when we get him back, he's going to be a pretty important player for us.
The way that Shea grinded out 26 games last year with the injuries that he was suffering from, was that in some ways actually a very captain-like thing that he was doing?
Yeah, for sure. I think it was obviously he wasn't looking after himself really. He's kind of looking after the team, kind of being there, and obviously you can only go so long before you kind of have to fix things. And I think 26 games is a lot, so it's almost, I guess, 2 months. So I think it was pretty special to, even for me being my first year, just kind of seeing what he did and how I can kind of go off him there.
It's what he's done his whole career. I think he's obviously a tough player. He plays some really hard minutes against some of the best players in the world. And, you'll never hear him complain about any injury or anything like that. And he obviously didn't want to come out of the lineup. I know that it wasn't easy for him last year. A lot of guys have been in that situation where you're sitting out and you're watching hockey games, and you kind of have a helpless feeling. And he's really looking forward to getting back. I think as a group, we're really looking forward to having him back. And for us, the time being, it's going to be important for us to put our team in a good spot. So when we do get him back, I think it's going to be a big boost.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he had a broken foot. He could have complained. He could have sat in the sidelines. We were losing at the time. It could have been easy to throw in his towel, but he wanted to be there. He wanted to help us. He wanted to do everything he could. He practiced day in, day out on a broken foot, and it just shows you the perseverance, the work ethic, the drive he has, and how much he cares about our team. I think he was doing everything he could to try and right the ship for us last year, and unfortunately it didn't work out. But Everything about him just it was his captain material, and for me it was a no-brainer for why I got picked for it.
Webbs is our captain. He's going to be with our group. I know he's not playing, but he's still going to have an impact on our team. And it's on us. I think it's on us as a group to hold down the fort until we can get him back, because that'll be huge for us.
He's here every morning before us, and he's probably the last one out of the locker room. So I think us coming in, kind of seeing him and what he does, even though he's injured right now, and kind of what they want us to be like in the future, even now at the present, can feed off Webby and just kind of be like him almost. And if we can get everyone to be kind of like that, then I think we'll have a pretty good team.
Well, he's here every day. He's talking to us. He's talking to the young guys. Making sure that we have team dinners, that all the new guys get to meet the guys that have been here around, and really try and bring that team culture, team identity, and make sure that everyone seems to fit in and has a common goal. It's not always easy bringing in all these new pieces and making sure everybody fits, but he goes out of his way to make sure that happens, and I'm happy I'm one of his teammates.
Leadership's a pretty hard word to describe. For me personally, I think what Shea does better than a lot of guys is just and do the right thing constantly and over again, and the right thing isn't always something that's easy to describe, but for him, you look at the way that he works. You see him in the summers when there's nobody around, and you see him a playoff game. I think his work ethic and his attitude is the same way regardless of the situation or the time that he's around. And I think for young guys that are coming in and other players that we have on our team that maybe haven't had a chance to be around him so much, I think that's huge, because you look at how he got to this point in his career. It came from hard work, and he obviously has a lot of talent and ability given to him, but most of it is just his preparation and his work ethic away from the rink, and day after day. I don't think he's he doesn't take any day for granted. I think every day he uses to get better, and I think that's important.